Welcome to the George FTTV YouTube channel. Today we'll discuss the team sheets and my final trades, so we'll get straight into it. My final trades this week, we got rid of Sanders and got rid of Clark. So Sanders, the sub, threw us a little bit at the end. So fortunately I was at the computer an hour before the game, which was good. And brought in Merritt and Graham. Now Merritt's too expensive, so I don't really advise paying this much at this time of the year, but he's the big dog I want out of all of them. With this run of Richmond North, Anzac Day, Crows have been leaking to midfielders, West Coast. Like, he just has a really nice run, and yeah, he might drop a little bit this week, but it is what it is. So it was him, Butters, or Rao. I've gone for Merritt. Hopefully I picked the right one, but Butters has a crazy ceiling, and so does Rao. He's got a nice run too. So I just wanted to own Merritt, and it means that we probably don't get a big dog next week. We just play the value game. McRae and Dale I'm interested in, but that's more for another day to discuss. We'll touch on the Dogs versus Saints game. Always do the wrong fan footy. Touch on this game. So this video might be a bit quicker, just out of time at the moment, but Windy was solid, still hacking it a bit. When I traded Windy, I was looking at the face of a donut in that round 4 with all my dead rookies. So I think I had to do something, and yeah, instead of trading a dead rook, I traded someone with money on their head. But is what it is. Still, I think this is a 5-day break for the Saints, so none of them really played that well. Like, Nas was down, Sinclair was down, Bonner started well, but yeah, everyone was basically down. So I'm not too worried about Steph. If you brought him in, you'd be annoyed because he's missed all these big scores, but I think he'll be fine. Yeah. I don't think he was that bad, to be honest. Just the whole team got destroyed, so let's move on. Hugo Garcia looked good. Probably got one of the luckiest goals you'll ever see with Trelaw slipping over, but at the same time, gave away 50, gave away a few frees, was maybe a little bit unlucky there, so it kind of balances out, but he's one I'll definitely get in next week. I wanted to see the Tog. He was a starting mid, and with Zach Jones playing so bad, I think that opens up a spot for another mid if they want to bring them in, like a Dow. And Hugo they'll persist with. So yeah, 70 points in a really bad loss. You take that. So yeah, had a few clangers, but he's one I'll look at this week. If you went early on him, it's pretty good. Nice work. It was too hard for me to read, so just wanted to see it. But yeah, can plan for him next week. Yeah, Sinclair, Ness down. Rowan, yeah, he just makes so many dumb clangers. He had 6. His kicking's pretty bad too. Field kicking's atrocious. I guess that's a probably key difference between English and Marshall. Marshall's kicking's terrible. English is actually a decent kick. So, I change my mind every week. Do I want Rowan or English? I'm just going to roll with Meek and figure that out in a few weeks. But Marshall does have a lot of Marvel games on the run home, so I think he'll be fine. Darcy Wilson, I'm fielding for Matt Crouch, so he's been a great rook for us. He'll keep ticking along to 300, hopefully. That's pretty much it. Mateus is struggling at the moment, so I think Garcia's ahead of a few, so I feel comfortable bringing Garcia in. Dale 175, obviously the Saints game, but yeah, the quarterback, just everything that spilled in the back line just went through Dale. Was running up on the wings as well, even through half forward, just pushing up really high, having a few shots. So I'm considering bringing him in. He should make 100k over 3 weeks if he averages, I think, 95 or 100. At that price, 420. I'm really tempted, and he's one I've been saying this year I want like a 7th defender, and maybe 400k for Dale was the answer. Obviously was sub and had a bit of hamstring soreness, so a bit of concern, but can't see him being sub again. Trelaw was really, really good. It's Trelaw, it's not really relevant this year, so it's fine. McRae for 480k. I think I'll grab McRae or Dale next week. I know it's okay. First of all, Ed Richards played midfield, so does he stay there, and how does that affect the others? Like, Libba's still got to come back in, and yeah, maybe Richards. Yeah, does he go back? Does he stay? I don't know. So Yeah, McRae CBAs I think were 10, which is okay. He can still score with 10 CBAs, but his role was more in and under today, or last night, and I think that's been McRae for so long. I guess they've got all these other inside guys that kind of take that first possession where McRae's probably not as required there, but that's prime McRae. If you watched him in 2018, 19, 20, that sort of stuff, on tackling hard on the bottom of every pack, dishing it out, just elite ball winner. I'm tempted by this because I think I'm looking at my F7, my F5, F6. I see Dempsey, I see Darcy. I think Darcy got off to a slow start, so if he doesn't clunk a few or kick a few goals, got lucky with a goal in the goal square, then where are the points coming from with him? But yeah, 70 DT. I think there's worse fieldable options than Darcy, but sooner rather than later, we need to still get him off the field. I don't really want to risk a 50 in the forward line, so that's why I'm considering McRae. But yeah, is McRae, what does it look like next week? Did the hamstring in preseason always a worry? Do you forgive that? I don't know. This is something for... I think I'll definitely grab one of them though. I'm not sure who. Maybe two of them over 2 weeks, but we'll see. Not really much else on the Dogs. Bond kicked 3 goals. I have him in DT, and I don't like him as a DT pick at the moment for his price, but I still think he'll be top 8, but it was bad paying up for him. Riley Garcia was solid. Didn't get a heap of it, but used it pretty well. 64 efficiency. Doesn't look great, but had a few nice inside 50s. Gallagher, if you still have him, is solid, ticking along. Got a bit of an injury, so did struggle in the second half. Buku. It's interesting, Buku has all these amazing intercepts, and you look at his score, and he's on 40, so whatever. And then Sanders, 15, and he's got to go. If you didn't let him go, it's time to go. The sub-risk is too high now, so with Lever coming in, I'm not sure. He might be in the VFL next week, but that's fine. We do love Riley. He'll be a great player, but he's just a bit stiff. He played best 22 in most other teams. So Adelaide versus Essendon. Borlase show in, Crouch suspended. So it was interesting. I heard Laird said that Crouch was pretty much the number 1 mid at the Crows. I think it was on DT Talk or something. I didn't hear the quote. I just read the quote. So I'm going to hold. Whether the CBAs, I don't know what the CBAs look like week to week. For Crouch, I think it'll be between, 55 and 70, 75, just depending. I don't know, but don't know what's happening with Laird. Do they play more of half forward with Rankin and Saligo more in there? Dawson's horrifically out of form, so what do they do with Dawson? I don't know, but I guess we can watch that this week. But I'm holding Crouch. If you want to trade him, he's not a keeper. He's got a buy, so you can trade him if you want, but I think that the goal now is to get rookies off, and using that trade, I could boost him out, but I'm just going to save it for upgrades, so I'll just, cop this point set, whatever. Say Crouch averages 97, cop a, 30 odd point set is what it is. There's an article on Isaac Rankin this morning on AFL.com.au. He said he'll play more midfield this week, but week to week, he doesn't know. It's pretty much what I've been saying, so I think he's an okay option because he'll play more mid. I think last year, no CBAs, 82 average. This year, I don't know, maybe 30% CBAs across the year. Could be more. Just depends on, what happens week to week, but, might be 60% one week, might be 20% another week. So I think he can do 90 plus. Okay option, but I'm not jumping at him. But yeah, who knows? I think he'll be top 6, just depends on DPPs. Looking at Essendon, Sardis is back in, maybe sub, not sure. I've traded in Merritt this week. Durham should play. Where's Durham? Playing CBA mid, so I think he looks pretty good, but not really an option. Mid only. Not much else on Essendon. Nick Martin played high up the field last week. Did play halfback, but did sit a bit higher. Hopefully he can score like that. Brought him back. Collingwood vs Port. Jordan Sweet back in for Dixon. I assume he'll be straight back out, but we'll see. So not going to touch him at the moment. What else do we have? Dacos is a good target, I think. I don't think they put time into Dacos. They've tried it and failed. I don't think they have an answer for it. I guess they can put Drew on someone at stoppage. I think that's probably more likely a Degoe, similar type. But I'm not sure. So, nothing to tell on Collingwood. And then Port. Houston's production's picked up a little bit. More kick-ins. So, yeah, I was sus a little bit on the pick with low kick-ins. But, excuse me. He looks good. Not much else here. Next is Calton versus the Giants. Gov, Sard out, Cowan, Lewis Young playing, so they'll slot straight into defence. Who's the sub? And the Giants, Leckerli in for Sam Taylor, who's concussed. Cogs has got 2 weeks out. Apparently for Ward, so I wouldn't touch Leck with Taylor. Likely to come back soon off the concussion. He's a cheap defender, Leck, I think rookie. So Zach Williams, hopefully he can make a bit more money. He should be able to, but like really start to kick on and put a big ceiling score would be nice. What else? People going on Walsh. Just depends if you care about the potential back issues or not. If you don't care, then pick him. If you do, then don't. It's pretty simple. Because he'll score. He's more CBA mid this year, I think. So, and much better preseason than last year. So all going well. I think he does like 115 to 120 in that range. That's pretty much it on Calton. Giants, nothing to tell here. Harvey Thomas has been a really good rook. Like, he's had like 3 games where he's been terrible. Well, not terrible, but like hasn't really seen much of the ball in 2 spike games, so he's making money. Tom Green's a good option in a few weeks if you don't have him. 2 or 3 weeks, pick him up under 600. That's pretty much it. Lions versus Geelong. Looks like Jared Lyons is back, so if you still have him, you can, even if he's sub, just chuck him on your bench. He's a negative 44 break even, so he'll make something for you. I'm not touching him, not bringing him in, just too risky. Not much else here. Tunstill's a rookie, can watch him. Lohman's been good. It's a hard one to pick, but I really like him. He brings a lot of energy to that group and can make an impact. Zorko listed at full forward. I wouldn't worry about it. There's no way they leave him forward line. He's been too good in defence, so I think he's defence for the year. I'd bring him in if you want, but a bit of a, he's 35 now, so remember that. Lots of ins and outs here. How is Jai Clark held? This is annoying. It means like I'm trading him. You can let him rot on the bench, but I've got too much deadwood in defence to hold a Jai Clark, so he's out for me. 70 break even. He's going to lose money, so just too much sub risk week to week, so he's out for me. Not much else. Sullivan omitted, unfortunate, but yeah, Conway. They're just going to manage. You know, it could be 1 game in, 1 game out. Who knows? Derby, West Coast versus Freo. I don't think there's anything to tell here. I guess big old Shrek is back. So what do you do with Jackson? I don't really know what to say on this. Were you planning on trading him in 4 or 5 weeks or 6 weeks when he was back? Because this is a time for upgrades. Like, I'm holding a Crouch just because it's the time for upgrades now. Can't really afford to sideways players, but if you were planning to sideways him, what was the point of this in the first place? I think if you picked him, you should have picked him with the intention of he's going to be a keeper, get the good scores early, and then when Shrek comes in, he'll go not as good, but still be top 6-ish. So if I had him, I'd probably hold because you kind of committed to this, but you know, if getting rid of Jackson's affecting your upgrades, or you know, you got to give up, maybe you got to give up a boost for him, which will be useful in the next few weeks for upgrades. So I'd probably hold, to be honest. I know there's risk that he doesn't score well, but he did 87 last year with Shrek in the team, so maybe that's what he does this year. So probably hold, to be honest, but I didn't pick him in the first place for a reason, and this was the reason. So I don't know. This is my take on that. Nothing really much to say here. Cooper Simpson was touted potential debut, but no. Young's a good option, like him. Thinking about going him this week, but I like Merritt too much. I think Young's excellent value. Sydney versus Gold Coast, extended bench. I don't know who Cleary is. Debut game, probably extended bench. Mitchell sub omitted. Suns extended bench. I guess Roses is out, so who debuts? I guess they would have announced Rogers if he was playing, so probably not him. I think McPherson, I don't know where he's playing, forward or back, to be honest. I assume it'll be forward because they've got enough defenders. So maybe it could be McPherson coming in. I don't think it'll be Atkins come in, so maybe Sexton or McPherson in. For me, who has Alex Sexton completely out of, just had so many other issues. Hopefully he comes in, and the thing's break even is like a negative something, -6. If he can come in, just score like a 30, make me 15k, I'll be so happy. But he's probably gone for me next week, but I don't know. Even if you sub, he'll make something, so every dollar counts. That's not really much to see here. I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see when Sunday teams come out, but yeah, I guess if you have Sexton, you just hold if he plays. If not, you trade if you want. Will Graham extended bench, like surely he plays, so looks really good. Anderson, Took, Rao, people like all three. I think they're all good options. When doing my research, I did notice Anderson's contested has gone down, his uncontested has gone up. So that's sort of slight, you know, can you be a top 8 mid this year with 9 contested a game? I'm not sure. It'd be pretty tough, but yeah, Took and Rao taking so much contested ball, and even Graham too, so I'll probably skip Anderson, but there's a nice run, there's a nice ceiling too. Melbourne, North versus Hawthorn. Maybe Phillips plays. Is he named on field? No, who knows. Yeah, I think nothing to see here, really. Zohar back in, so who goes out for Zohar? They've named, where's Sellers? You'd think Sellers in for Zohar, I think. I don't know. Maybe they throw Zohar in the middle. The midfield's under the pump this year. So, Jury, hopefully he plays. I brought him in fantasy over Hugo. Might be a mistake, but I think Hugo's better, but Jury might be second best. Just depends, like Biggie. I'm not touching Biggie just because I don't know what happens when Dawson comes back. I can't afford a dead rook. If he does hold when Dawson's back, then you're laughing. He'll make your 150k, maybe 200k, but if he doesn't, he'll be dead on one price rise. I don't really want to risk that, but I don't know. If you're a Northman and you understand what's going on, if he can hold, then yeah, more power to you. But I don't really know. Colby McKercher should play. Bit injured last week, but if I'm North, I'm sitting him at half back, especially with sore ribs. So I think that's no brainer. But I don't know what they'll do. Then Hawthorn still got Meek, so pretty sore last week. Got big knee to the ribs, so hopefully can put some points on Marshall this week, which would be good. Matching English is a bit tough, but hopefully not too far off. That's pretty much it. D'Ambrosio is still playing more wing, but getting a lot of touches down back. And then Sam Mitchell did say wants a bit more from Sicily, but he has improved over the past few weeks. So I think with Amon back there, I don't love Sicily, but like I just think Sicily's too good not to come good at some point, like to 100 plus even. I think he did 106 with Amon, so 100 plus would be a good result, but I will see. So there's not really many rookies coming through, like maybe Riley Garcia, but his job security is pretty iffy, I suppose, with Libba. But yeah, I think Garcia, Biggie, Jury, McAuliffe will get next week. I'll probably grab 2. Could grab all three of them, but I think I'll just grab the 2. But yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.